Your ancestors don't like you. So why do you have them on your altar? They didn't like you when they were living, and now that they're gone, they still don't like you. Just because someone was your grandmother, your grandfather, your uncle, your cousin, and they're no longer here with us, and they're your ancestor, doesn't mean that you're supposed to venerate that ancestor. Just because they were your family members, don't mean that they actually like you. It doesn't mean that they actually walk with you. It doesn't mean that they took on the assignment to watch over you once they are no longer here. You have to know which ancestors to venerate and to honor when you're doing ancestral worship. Honoring and venerating the wrong ancestor can cause you problems in your life. Some of your ancestors don't like you. It's just the same way as when we work with spirits in different lineages and spiritual practices. Some of the spirits that we venerate don't walk with us. They don't like us, and they don't want to deal with us. They don't want to have anything to do with us. In honoring the wrong ancestors and bringing them into your home and placing them on your altar, you give those ancestral spirits permission to come in and influence your life in different ways. And you don't want to give them that type of permission if they didn't like you when they were alive, or if they didn't do much for you when they were living. Because what happens is that just because they're not here anymore, they still have personalities and preferences just like we do, just like the living do. And if they don't like something about you or something that you're doing, or if they just don't want to deal with you, or maybe it's not their path to deal with you, you have now opened the door for that ancestor, brought them into your being, into your space, into your realm, and they're not happy. And they will never be happy because they never wanted you to call upon them. So I came on here to talk about this today, just to kind of explain honoring ancestors and why you don't need to honor every ancestor, and why every ancestor is not meant for you to honor and venerate. So I'm going to go over some things that will help you to know which ancestors you should actually work with. So from my experience being a spiritual practitioner, when you're supposed to work with a particular ancestor, or someone that was in your family lineage, or sometimes it's not even family, sometimes you may honor a friend, an old friend that passed, an associate that passed, you know who you're supposed to honor because they bring you certain signs in the spirit. So I'll give you an example. I lost my grandmother and 2 aunts on my mom's side. And ever since they passed, they would come to me, they would come to my sister, they would come to us in different ways. One of the ways my grandmother would come to me is that I would just be like in my house, relaxing, chilling, and all of a sudden I would smell my grandmother. Now my grandmother, she wore a very distinct perfume that I've never worn before, and I don't even know what it is. I think it was Chanel. But whenever she comes around, I smell it. And it's nothing that's in my house. It is literally my grandmother, because I smell her in my energy. I smell her in my presence. And when that happens, I'll just stop and I'll say, oh, Granny's around. Like, I know she's here. She's around. And, I would talk to my sister and different people about it, and they'd be like, yeah, I smelled her before. I smelled her like months ago. That's one of the ways they come to you. So a lot of times my close family members come to me through smell. I recognize them because I smell them. And it's not a bad smell. It's a pleasant smell. But that's an indication, and that's a signal to me to know that they're there. Another way that ancestors come to me are through dreams. So a lot of times you'll have dreams about family members that have passed, or even friends that have passed. And a lot of people don't know exactly what this means. What does it mean when you dream of someone who has passed, someone that you once loved, whether they were family, whether they were friends? What does it mean? What it means is that Those people are coming to you to communicate with you that they're okay. They're communicating with you that they're doing fine. They're watching over you, and they're walking with you. That's the general communication of why they send you dreams. Sometimes they'll send you dreams to warn you of things. They'll warn you of things that are to come, or things that you should stop doing, or to tell you, hey, you're not doing right, or you need to work on this. They'll give you all kinds of messages in those communications. But the main, most general communication is that, hey, I'm doing fine. That's why they usually look beautiful. When you dream of them, I'm looking good. I'm walking with you. Or sometimes they'll just give you a message to be like, everything's going to be all right. You know, they'll come to you and you'll be sitting on the bed and they'll be sitting next to you and they'll touch you and say, everything's going to be okay. Those are the most popular, or those are the most common reasons why they come to you, to let you know that they're okay, they're doing good, they're not sick anymore, they're beautiful, they're feeling great, and that they're walking with you. So those are some of the ways that you know that those are the ancestors that are already walking with you. They're already around you. They're interested in your success. They're interested in you developing, becoming a better person. They're interested in helping you get through life. They're interested in you in general, and that's why they come to you. Those are the ones that you need to honor. Honoring the wrong ancestors, like the ones, you know, who lied and stole from everybody in the family, and they wouldn't quit drinking, and they were on drugs, and they were just bad people, and they were touching the kids in the family, and they did all these evil things in the family. Those may not be the people that you want to honor or venerate. I'm not saying that you can't love them because of who they were when they were here, but what I'm saying is that when you bring them into your space, into your life, those attributes that they have rub off on you in real life. They bring the energy that they're most good at, their best qualities as a spirit, and those attributes are applied in your own life. Now, if you want to take one of those ancestors that was down low and dirty and do some hexing on somebody with one of those ancestors, you can do that. But you have to know how to release them after the work is done. Meaning, tell them, you know, they're no longer allowed to stay here after this particular work is done. And there's a certain way you do that as well. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to y'all about ancestral workings and working with your ancestors. You don't have to honor every ancestor because they were in your family, or because, you know, you've got your grandma here. You don't have to honor your aunt because your grandma's here. You can pick and choose who you choose to honor. If they were no good to you in real life, and they didn't like you, and they meant no well for you in real life, and gave you a lot of trouble, you don't want to venerate that person and place them on your altar. If you have been honoring the wrong ancestors, you may notice that they've been creating stagnancies in your life and in your practice and in all areas of your life. So I want you guys to go back, look at your altars, make sure that all the ancestors that you're venerating are the ones that meant you well, the ones that really cared about you, and the ones that, you know, are the best suited for the development in your life, for proper development in your life. And if they're not, you know, make some adjustments. And I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys that just be careful about the ancestors you honor, because all of them didn't like you, and it is not meant for all of them to walk with you. And I hope y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.